Good morning. I hope you all are doing well at your home. So class हमने आपने इंग्लिश में चैप्टर नंबर 8 सुनीता विलियम अ वुमेन इन द स्पेस पढ़ा था। उसमें से कुछ छोटी सी क्लिपिंग मैंने आपकी डीजी में देखी है, तो आज मैं आपको वो छोटा सा उससे रिलेटेड मिलता जुलता डीजी पे शो करती हूँ। So let us start the class.
Annie spotted India on the globe, and right next to India is China. A globe is used to show the exact positions of different. A globe represents planet Earth. Do you think these lines separating places are present on Earth as well? We have created these imaginary lines. They do not physically exist on our planet. So where on Earth do you think we live? Inside it or on its surface?
अब आपको एक क्वेश्चन है कि क्या हम अर्थ की सरफेस पे रहते हैं या अर्थ के अंदर रहते हैं, तो अब पता चलेगा।
Let's find out. Earth is said to be made up of 3 layers. The inner 2 layers cannot support life. But the outermost layer, called the crust, has all the necessary requirements for the survival of living beings. And that is where we live. Along with us on Earth's crust are animals, plants, forests, oceans, rivers, and lakes. So if we live on Earth's curved crust, why don't we fall off or drift into outer space? The Earth has a special property of pulling everything towards its center. Let's learn more about this property. Have you ever wondered?
क्लास ये देखते हैं हम लाइफ इन स्पेस, स्पेस में कैसे लाइफ होती है।
On 9th December 2006, Sunita Williams and some of her colleagues boarded a spaceship and ventured into outer space. Did you know that Sunita Williams holds the record for the longest time spent by a female in a space flight? She spent a total of 195 days in space. Do you think there is a difference between life in space and life on Earth? If yes, then one of the biggest differences between outer space and Earth is gravity. There is no gravity in space. Because there is no gravity, Sunita and her colleagues were floating around in the spaceship. When they were hungry, they chased the floating food packets to get some food. Water also never stayed put in the containers. It moved around as blobs. Look at Sunita's hair. It's a funny sight, isn't it? Her hair always stood on end in the spaceship because there was no gravity to pull it down. We should be glad that we live on Earth. Life would be funny without without gravity, wouldn't it?
ओके क्लास, एक चीज और देखते हैं हम, द नाइट स्काई, स्टार्स, मून, उनके बारे में अब हम देखेंगे, स्टार्स के बारे में।
I have a question for you. Is there any similarity between the sun that brightens your day and the pretty stars that twinkle at night? They are very similar. Both the sun and the stars are huge balls of fire. As the sun is very close to planet Earth, it looks big, and we receive its heat and bright light. But the stars we see at night are very far away from Earth, so they appear as tiny dots. Let's learn more about stars and other objects in the night sky. Our sky is home to a variety of beautiful objects such as stars, star clusters, planets, moons, comets, galaxies, and many more. All of the objects we see in the night sky are called celestial objects. What was that object that just zoomed by? It is commonly known as a shooting star. People say that a shooting star and make a wish, that wish will come true. But what we call a shooting star is not actually a star. It is a meteorite which catches fire as it travels towards Earth. A meteorite is a celestial object which can be in the form of a small dust particle or a large stone. Another beautiful celestial object is the moon. How beautiful the moonlit sky looks. Is the moon a ball of fire like the sun?
क्लास में एक बार आप लोग,
The moon is not a ball of fire. It is Earth's satellite. Any celestial object that orbits around a planet is called a satellite. And as the moon orbits around Earth, it is Earth's satellite. Each night we see the moon in a different shape. Does this mean that the moon's shape changes every night? No, it doesn't. Always spherical in shape, like a ball. The visible portion changes every night. Confused? Let me explain. The moon does not emit its own light. The moonlight which you see is actually the light from the sun. As the moon orbits the Earth, its position with respect to the sun and the Earth changes constantly. So the portion of the moon that is illuminated by the sun changes, and we see the moon changing its shape. The various shapes of the moon are called phases of the moon. On some nights, we cannot see.
तो क्लास आप लोगों ने यहाँ तक देखा, कुछ सुनीता विलियम्स के बारे में हमने देखा, कुछ स्पेस के बारे में पढ़ा. सो आई होप यू हियर. Thank you, class.